So, for the purpose of getting into chapters 9 and 10, which starts on page 249, what we need to understand about AutoCAD is that text has a lot of features, right? And some of these features are ones that you will rarely use because a lot of times we use text the exact same way in AutoCAD whenever we're drawing. So for us, if I go in here and I click on the text, the letter A, right? I see an option for multi-line text and single line text. Multi-line text is exactly what it sounds like. If I click on this, right, and I kind of zoom in and I click a box, I draw this box, right? And within this box, I can type something. The quick brown fox jumped over the 6 lazy dogs. All right. Now, once I do that, I haven't done anything but type on the screen. There's my text. All right. The reason my text looks that way is because when I clicked it, right, and double clicked it again, I can get back in this paragraph. Or this not paragraph, this is just a sentence. But if I come up here and I adjust the width of that, look what I can turn that into. That went from being 1 line of text to 3 lines of text. Okay? Now, if I go up here and I just click on single line, I click a point here, right? And it's asking me to do something. If you look, it's asking me to specify the height. I'm going to say my text is going to be 1 inch in height, right? It asks me to specify the rotation angle. I don't want to change that. I want that to be 0. And now it's giving me an opportunity to draw my text. So I'm going to scroll out a little. I'm going to type in quick brown fox jumped over the 6 lazy dogs. Okay. Now it's giving me an opportunity to put in something else, and it'll keep doing that until I hit escape and get out of the command. Now, as you look at this piece of text, if I double click on it, I know is how tall. It's 1 inch. But what about this over here? You see how it gives me a lot more information about my text when I click on it? That's why most people will use multi-line text as an option. Look up here at some of the things I know about my text. I know my text is 2/10 of an inch tall, so it's just under 1/4 of an inch. I know that it's telling me that it's standard right now. We're not going to worry about the annotative portion of it. We'll get to that later, but it's a standard text style. Well, what does that standard mean? We're going to find out. Over here, I have an option to pick the type or the true type font for the text. In addition to that, I can change the color of it. I can highlight it all and say that I want to underline it and overline it if I want. I can make it italic. I can also bold that text as well, as you see. Okay? So those are some of the general differences. One of the big differences is if I go in here and I double click that, notice when I click it, the only option I have for single line text is to click on this grip and simply move it, rotate it, scale it, or mirror it, right? So I could do all those things to it, but I can't adjust it, which tells you that multi-line text is much more versatile than single line text. Now, if I click on this single line text and right click and go to the properties, then I can go in here and do something like adjust its height to 2/10, right? And now it's the same size as the other one. Notice too, I could change the width factor. We'll talk about that in the next video. I can also change all the justification, but I can only do that in this properties box, right? And if I move this piece of text up near this other one, although for the most part they look the same, they behave very differently because I have more options to expand my multi-line text. So if I went in here, guess what I could do? I can add to that. Whereas with this one, if I want to add to this, right? I'm adding to it, but I continue on a single line. And that's what you want to remember at the surface about single and multi-line text. So we'll go ahead and pick up in the next video.